What's up, everybody? Garrett back here, and I'll talk about the newest release from Synapse, The Kindred. The Kindred is a horror movie that came out in 1987 and has actually been quite sought after for a while amongst horror fans. This has not seen the light of day since VHS, but I did, however, own a bootleg of this movie for a long time. I feel this transfer was really dark, so I remember trying to watch it one time and not really getting into it because it was just really hard to see. But when Synapse announced that they were going to release Kindred, a lot of people got excited. But that was going on a couple of years ago, so this has been in the works for quite a while now, and it's finally been released. Now, real quick, I want to talk about this release, what you get with this release, and my thoughts on this movie as a whole. Now, before I talk about the movie as a whole, I want to talk about this release from Synapse. Like I said, I had this bootleg DVD, but never really gave it a fair shot. I tried watching it years and years ago, but it was just so grainy and dark, I never went back and finished it. But now that I own this new Blu-ray, which again, you can get from Synapse's website, I'm at a great slipcover. Now, if you know Synapse's work, they've been putting out a lot of Steelbook Blu-rays lately that just look fantastic. A lot of them you get slipcovers with as well. So again, you get a slipcover here, the Kindred. I mean, this slipcover is okay. In my opinion, it doesn't beat the original artwork, which you see here. I mean, this is classic. This is what I used to see on the VHS shelves as a kid. This image here with the bottle, with the little thing inside. Now, so you get this awesome Steelbook. On the back, it kind of tells you a little bit about it. Now, what it says here is this 3-disc Steelbook is limited to 3,500 pieces. In this, you have the Blu-ray, you have a DVD, and you have a soundtrack of the movie. So it's got a little synopsis on the back of the movie itself. Again, you can take this little flap off, and there's an image underneath, but I'm going to keep it on just for now. So again, open it up. We got this little flyer for some of the Synapse collection stuff. You get this small little booklet here for the Kindred. And again, you got the 3 discs here. Now, behind these 3 discs, you do have some images. Now, I don't want to show you all the images here because in case you haven't seen this, I don't want to spoil it too much. But as you can see, there's a little bit of an image underneath. So this thing is loaded with special features. Now, with this, you get a documentary by Michael Felcher and Red Shirt Pictures that's about an hour long, and it is awesome. I mean, it's just, the quality is great. You got the directors, a lot of actors and stuff in there talking about this film, and along with that, you do get a full soundtrack CD as well. There's some commentaries in here, and this Blu-ray is also remastered in 4K from the original uncut version of The Kindred. The biggest problem with this release that I've heard is that people just feel like it's pretty expensive for what you're getting. But you know what? This was not easy to put out. There was so much work put into this thing. And what I gotta say about Synapse is they are always top notch, top quality. You never have to replace discs. Everything they put out is gold, even though they do limit their releases, which in my opinion is good because you know the work that was put in for what you're getting. So for me, this was a very sought after title. I had a real crappy version of it before. I didn't really get to enjoy it. I had never really seen it before, and I knew it was something I wanted to add to my collection. Now, all I can say is this was worth every penny. This was the first time I really got to see this movie, and man, I was blown away. The Kindred is one of those gems that I feel like a lot of the people in the horror genre haven't even seen this thing, and I think this is going to get a real cult following after more people get this release. Now, if you've never seen The Kindred before, it's basically about this woman who's a scientist, and she's kind of on her deathbed, and she talks to her son, and she says, you need to go to the house that we grew up in. I had experiments there. You need to destroy them. And he brought some coworkers there with him. He's also a scientist, and they go to find out what exactly she's talking about, and that's where hell kind of breaks loose. Now, I don't want to give a lot away, but what I do want to say is the special effects in this movie are top-notch. It is way up there with some of the great special effects from the 1980s. If I could compare this movie to anything, I'd kind of put it in the same vein as something like The Boogans or Extro. But again, the quality looked fantastic. I don't think this thing could look any better. So again, if you're on the fence about this edition for The Kindred from Synapse Films, I highly recommend this thing. 3,500 pieces. I'm not sure if this is going to sell out anytime soon, but hey, I wouldn't take my chances here because I think once people see this thing, they're going to talk about it and these things are going to start selling quick. So those are my quick thoughts and showcase of this new limited edition Blu-ray Steelbook from Synapse Films of The Kindred. So let me know down below, did you grab this edition? If you did, was it the first time you've seen it? What did you think? If you haven't grabbed this edition and I just convinced you that it is a good buy, give me a thumbs up here. Let me know when you watch it and what you think about it. And like always, stay rad.